Hello YouTube, it's Griffinlobster. I'm not going to do any shoutouts right now or anything else, talk about anything. But because I got to get on with this video, it is the last video of this series. Except for I would announce winners next video. So, here it is, the final 3 games. Also, wait, I guess I should talk about prizes. The runner-up prize is a Let's Try. The runner-up, I want you to send me your suggestion for a Let's Try, like a game you want to watch me play, and I'll do one video about it. The winner, I will either give you 2 Let's Tries, or that means like Let's Try one video of one game and another video of another game, or I'll do 2 videos about one game. Your choice, and I'll make sure to mention all the participants in the next video. Anyway, for those of you who are wondering about Psychonauts, I wanted to get this done. So, Psychonauts, I'll be able to focus on that more, because that'll just be my only project, that and Griffin's Spec. So, okay, here we go. The last 3 games on the list. Okay, this third game, number 3 is... man, I was really late to getting to play this game, and I'd heard so much stuff about it, and the legend that surrounds it, and I was blown away, to be quite honest. This game is Final Fantasy VII. It came out for the original PlayStation on September 3rd, 1997, and then it came out for PC on January 29th, 1998. I can't read my own handwriting. Final Fantasy VII is the best RPG. Now here's why. If you want to talk epic story, you can't get any more epic than Final Fantasy VII. This game is huge. It's a monster. It spans 3 discs. Now I know that's not as big as 8 or 9, which I think were 4 each. But to me, that was the first game that I'd ever played that took more than 2 discs. I think the only game that I ever played that took 2 discs, it was like, I think maybe the sequel to GoldenEye, that bad thing on GameCube, and Resident Evil 4 had 2 discs. But those were mini discs, so I'm not even going to count those. We're talking full-size PlayStation discs. Right, so absolutely epic story. So sweeping and huge and philosophic and emo and dark. It's just like it's the black hair, black makeup of the Final Fantasy series. It is an absolute masterpiece. The characters are engaging. They have their own personalities. They're dark. They're not afraid to kill off characters. I'm not going to say anything, but a character that you get pretty used to dies pretty quick, as far as the entire scheme of the game goes. It introduces, Sephiroth, who's like synonymous with evil in video games these days, and it has I'll see if I can pronounce his name right. Nobuo Uematsu is a genius when it comes to composing. Obviously there's the Final Fantasy Victory theme, which is, been thrown around in more ways than one. Matter of fact, it's my ringtone for when I get text messages. But, then there's like the One Winged Angel song for Sephiroth. The entire game sounds amazing. And, it is just the best RPG. It gets everything right. It never ceases to be fun. The battle system is dynamic and very, very cooperative and varied. Yes, it is the best RPG. And as for like music goes, I'd put it like maybe 2nd place after Chrono Trigger, as far as awesome music goes. You just don't argue with Final Fantasy VII. And the reason I only put 1 Final Fantasy game on this list is because I only wanted 1. Otherwise, this list would be kind of chock full of it. And I absolutely, hands down, had to pick Final Fantasy VII. It's a legendary video game. Everyone should play it. Okay, moving on to number 2. This is a game that deserves no introduction, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. This game rocks. That's all I got. It's Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. This game came out for the Nintendo 64 on November 23rd, 1998, and it came out for Virtual Console on the Wii, February 26, 2007. I think it came out with like the Master Quest version for like a pre-order of Wind Waker, and I have that too. I have it like in all its forms, because this game What could be said about Ocarina of Time that hasn't already been said by everybody who's ever played it? It is a giant. It is just it can never be surmounted in quality as far as as far as the Zelda series goes. I mean, there have been valiant efforts, and not to say that the rest of the series should be discounted because of this game. You know, the entire series is great, but Ocarina of Time is just so many steps above it that you shouldn't even compare it. It just should be in a category all its own. Definitely one of the most influential games in the series. It was the first to be in 3D, obviously. I think one of the original titles was Zelda 64. And going back to epic storyline, you just don't get more epic than Ocarina of Time. You got you're the hero of time. You have to save the entire land of Hyrule, and it does so while being charming and not taking itself too seriously. It just you just play it and you realize that this is what gaming should be about. Supreme, varied, awesome fun that lasts a good long while, that manages to deliver in every department that you could possibly imagine. I mean, the game looked great for N64. It had great music, great characters, great story. You'll find that basically all these games that are up in the top 10 is going to excel in all those categories. But Ocarina of Time is an absolute beast, and the only reason it's not number one is because it was not the first game I ever played, or the first game I ever owned, to be more honest. Ocarina of Time. But that brings me to my number one game. This can't help but be anticlimactic. And I'm going to have to thank Odin's Pack 33 for giving me all the footage that you're seeing here. And also, yeah, that's right, he knew what my top 3 before anybody else did. He guessed it, actually. But, yeah, this can't help but be anticlimactic, but drum roll, please. My number one game is Super Mario Bros. 3. That came out for the Nintendo Entertainment System, February 12th, 1990. And I'm not going to give all the other freaking release dates because that game has been reiterated so many times. It is immortal. This game is my favorite game ever. It's the first game I ever owned, the first game I ever really watched anybody play. Heck, this isn't the only game, other than maybe like Pac-Man, that my dad played. I mean, my dad almost beat this game. That should go ahead and tell you. My dad doesn't play video games that much, but he played this game. What can be said? It's without words. I can't express enough my love for Super Mario Bros. 3. I love the Mario series. I'm a huge Mario fan. Matter of fact, my AIM address is Mario fan and then a number, but I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to give my AIM address to 300 some people. But Super Mario Bros. 3 is just a total romp. It like set the pace for platformers for the rest of for the rest of gaming in general. It laid down so many ground rules. I mean, sure, you can say what you want to about Super Mario Bros. 3, that it's samey, that there's virtually no story. I mean, you save kings, and then all of a sudden the princess is kidnapped, and you gotta get her from Bowser. Woo, that's been done to death. But back then it hadn't been done to death. Back then that was only the second time that Bowser's been stirring up some trouble. But Super Mario Bros. 3, in all of its reincarnations, continues to be a game that I can always sit down and play and enjoy and love. For those of you who didn't know this, Super Mario Bros. 3 was my first Let's Play. And for those of you who did a little investigating, this could have been an easy 3 points, because in the description of the playlist containing my Let's Play of this game, it says, this is probably my favorite game of all time. And it is my favorite game of all time. And like I said, it can't help but be anticlimactic. For those of you who saw that Let's Play and are aware. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for watching this. And I hope that you've enjoyed my attempt to bring what I think about my opinions of video games to you. And hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for everyone who watched, rated, subscribed, participated in the contest. Love you all. I've been Griffinlobster, and those are my top 50 favorite games. See ya.